No more haru mai, ki tēnei kaupapa. Everybody, welcome to a new segment, The Week That Was, your weekly show on news and updates about the New Zealand Warriors, the week that was. And today we'll be covering off a few things that's happened. Lots been happening in the world of rugby league, but specifically in the world of New Zealand. New Zealand Warriors head coach Andrew Webster received a 3-year contract extension. Set to run to the end of 2020.
Nice.
Set to run to the end of 2028.
Good news.
Cameron George expressed his confidence in Webster's coaching abilities, stating that Webster is the ideal fit for the club's long-term development plans. CEO goes on to say exceptional job for 2023 and highlighted their shared vision, passion, and commitment to the club. Contract extension provides stability and a long-term vision essential for nurturing the stars of the future. Whānau, that's probably the best news out of any signing that that we could probably imagine for going into this year, and it's about time. It's about time they got that done.
Yeah, a quality coach.
And that's a nice length of time too. 5 years.
Yeah.
Yep. By then he'll have his team as he wants it, not a team that he's inherited. So it should be looking very nice.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think we were talking a couple of months ago. A lot of people were talking a couple of months ago. When are we going to get this guy's signature? Maybe it was already planned, and they just wanted to sort out a few of the T's and C's, whatever those T's and C's would be. But very, very happy. Any kind of comments, guys, on what he might have planned, or what he's kind of thinking for us for next year?
Yeah.
Really, that's a really tricky one, eh? Like, we don't know who's playing where, There's just so many new things happening. So it's going to be really interesting going into next season to see, like I think I said this in our last chat, that it's going to be interesting to see who plays where. Like, we know Charnze is going to be fullback, but just with a couple of new players coming in, never know. There might be a surprise signing somewhere. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Onwards and upwards, baby. Warriors 2024.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing, especially for players looking to potentially sign with the Warriors. I mean, it's going to bring a lot of stability to the club, which is something the Warriors have not had for a very long time. So if you had some potential players that kind of sitting on the fence, just waiting to see what happened, well, it's going to be looking pretty stable over there. Andrew Webster's coming off Coach of the Year. So it's just a good thing, right?
And when you think about the quality coaches we've had, not just the quality of them, but the amount of coaches we've had, it's just been real unstable for a long time. So based on the evidence of the season, and how the boys have performed, how Uncle Anders brought them together. It just, I guess for me, it's that stability, rolling into next season, next 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, because the vibe is there's definitely a premiership in there, and it's a realistic goal, and it's just like, mate, when was the last time the Warriors could say something like that?
For a long time.
Well, we said it. We say it every year. We say it's our year, but no one actually means it.
I think this season, it's become clear this season that the boys, like, if you watch like last season, previous seasons, there was always something that you just didn't get as a Warriors supporter. Like, so many times after a game, I'd be sitting there like, why don't you know that you're worthy of greatness? Like, they just, you know what I mean? Like, they just always had that, and you could tell it was that self-belief that they just didn't have in themselves, because on paper the team was great, but for some reason, and so it got me thinking anyway. It was just like, something's going on, something's going on at the club, coach, management, coaching staff. And this year you've just seen the total flip, the total switch. And it's funny because I was watching Mark Sorensen, the Penrith player, and he was talking about Ivan Cleary, and it's just funny because a lot of what he was saying, a lot of Warriors players were saying this season about Webby. So it's interesting. So it just, it goes to show that what the way Webby is probably a lot like Ivan Cleary, with his coaching structures and it's not even about his coaching skills. It's, I think he's really about your mental stability, not stability, what's the word for it? Your perspective, I suppose, and I think he's all about that, promoting just being aware, emotionally, mentally aware and stuff like that. And just letting them know that, boys, yous are worthy of greatness, man. Like, I see it and yous need to see it. Not from an ego side, but, just be confident in what you do, be confident in what you can do and believe in yourself. And that's shone through, and heaps this season, heaps.
Well, I think a part of that too was the like that whole Owen Glenn and Mark Robinson debacle. I think it was like 2019, when the club was just going through some real just fucking bullshit, and it was just like, 2018 was a good year, and then it was just ugly what was going on in the boardrooms, because it just felt like the club was, and it's that for me it stemmed from the top. And stability was filtering down, instability, sorry. And in all honesty, it was kind of like, man, who wants to stay for a club where people are arguing about who's owning it and who's running the ship and who's doing this and who's doing that? And even signing Webby on, I think I said it at the start of the year, like, didn't know him from bar of soap. But the fact that he's come through, and the flip side to that is, so I thought Mark Robinson was a bit of a big mouth, him and Cameron George, but to their credit, they both kind of have backed off that facade, and let Webby come in and do his thing, and and they've given him space to do what he does, and it's paid dividends. It's paid dividends big time.
Definitely.
Yeah. So getting shit sorted. Sorry, my point being, getting shit sorted from the top has it's filtered down. And it's like, it's whether hopefully they maintain that. That those boardroom decisions, whoever they're going to be buying or selling off or letting go, whatever, doesn't have too much of effect on the team moving forward. So I'm keen to see how it all kind of pans out.
Yeah, nice. He's totally smashed his apprenticeship, right? His first year apprenticeship. Oh, yeah. This guy's going to come in here. It's going to be a rebuild. It's going to be a clean. Well, I thought it was going to be a clean out. We're going to finish the season 12th or 13th, and then next season maybe we'll crack into that 8.
Yeah,
and then the following season we might crack into the 4. He's just cracked straight into the 4 straight away. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Whether it's a hindrance, the fact that it's going to be a lot more pressure on us going into next season to replicate that, because he's just come, we've just come flying out the blocks.
Flying under the radar.
I think that pressure, going into 2024, knowing that we made it into the top 4 this year, we were a force to be reckoned with. I think that pressure's a good thing, because I think the boys will stand up to that, because they, like I said, they have all season. Previous seasons, people, we were just there for entertainment and to make up the numbers. Now they know that we're serious contenders, and I can't see us taking a step back. I mean, I definitely, without a doubt, next season we're either going to be, if it's not top 4, we'll definitely be in the top 8. And I have no...
Oh, yeah.
I 100% believe that, for the next... I can't see us dropping out of the top 8. I'm just looking into the future through my crystal ball. I'm just 100% confident that next year, I don't even think I don't think it'll take us 5 years to win a premiership.
will be
Oh, no,
interesting.
absolutely.
It's going to put a lot of pressure on Webby, but it's going to be up to him to own it and do the best that he can.
Yep.
But normally, look at the Warriors' history. When there is great expectation on the Warriors, it doesn't go very well.
Yep.
So if we can turn that around, then again, that speaks volumes to Webby and his capabilities.
Don't burst my bubble, Damien.
It's funny that
no, we could be all good.
no, it's all good, Tans. Tans can't do a score prediction for the next week's game, but she can predict next season where we're going to end up. Kia ora, Tans. No, I love what you say, Ehua. But no, Damien, you're right. Like, we've just kind of rid this massive euphoric wave of just things just going our way. It's going to be what happens in those times where things are not going our way.
Exactly.
Everything's gone our way this season. So the expectation is going to be, is going to be huge. When I look at the season, there was quite a few things that we kind of like crossed off. You're like, can we win 3 in a row? Yep. Can we smoke a team? Can we smoke 2 teams by 30-ish points? Yep, we crossed those off. Can we come back from I don't know, 10, 12, bloody 20 point deficit at halftime? Yep. And we just crossed off all these things. I think one of the things that we haven't crossed off is when things aren't going our way, or when the expectation is so great. Can we cross that one off and bury that monkey?
Yeah. I watched the Ivan Cleary, it was like their presentations at the Panthers club rooms, and I watched the speech. I was bored, but it was interesting that the points he was making, and just talking about how they built up from they lost the premiership. They made the grand final, lost, then they won again, and then the three-peat. But it was a lot of what he was saying, I was just kind of tuning in, thinking, how much of this stuff is Webby bringing with him? Because Webby's real. He'll pick and choose what works and what doesn't, kind of thing. And when you've worked under someone like Ivan, and it was actually a really good speech. But Ivan was all about the community, the Panthers community, wherever they are, in Sydney. And I was thinking, actually, Webby's dropped hints about that as well all season. About where the Warriors are from, that whole identity stuff. But and I was thinking, actually, that's a good start. Obviously the club, the foundation, whatever, but reaching out to the wider community, that South Auckland community, I just think, no, that's mind you, he's got the whole country to choose from. But listening to Ivan, I was just thought, I'll bet you there's a bit of what he's saying Webby's going to be bringing to the club. You can't help it but take the best parts of it and bring it over, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think he's going to take exactly what you said, Neil. Take the good things and just leave and then create new things. Yeah, and he's definitely done that.
Absolutely.
Next up on the week that was, whānau, Sydney Morning Herald has reported Joshy Curran has had a sit-down meeting with the Bulldogs on Saturday. 24-year-old has a contract with the Warriors until the end of next season, but could fall victim to the club's salary cap pressures. If he is able to find another club, Curran will be free to walk and could join the host of recruits landing in Belmore, so over there with Ciraldo. He mostly started off the bench this year, averaging 45 minutes. He recorded 52 meters and an average of 21 tackles per game. Ciraldo is reportedly be a fan of Curran, who has the ability to play in multiple positions in the forward pack. Joshy Curran, standout player for us, one of our probably standout players in the most recent years. The starter has been, kind of like this interchange player coming on. And this came up a couple of weeks ago that he was sitting down with other players, but apparently it didn't really have anything behind it. But this kind of feels like it's a little bit more real now. Thoughts on this one, whānau?
I think the Mad Butcher put a post up about, because someone had put on one of those Facebook pages, the Warriors pages, that he's gone, he's gapping it, and then so Peter Leach was saying, no, he's here for the next couple of years, and I mean,
he's contracted for one. I don't know where he got his couple of years from.
but part of me is like, you know what, end of the day, it is a business. I'd hate to see him go, but yeah, that's the business side of the club. And there's only so much space in the salary cap, you know, and yeah, I'd love to see him stay, but he's even at the start of the season when you saw his name on the bench, it was just like, hey, you know, and that Jacko got the jump on him. Even Nikori, and I love the pair of them, but you know, again, Uncle's cool. And if he goes, then yeah, I wish the young fella luck. But if he's around for one more season, you know, I hope it's a goodie for him. You know, I hope he makes a real statement next year, because then that's just going to increase his value as well. You know, other clubs are already spotting him anyway. And if he wants,
I think the Bulldogs will offer him more than what he's getting now anyway, and good on him. I mean, shit, go if the money's, you know, because then it just sparks and up like, okay, so he's going off the bench, so there's got to be another interchange player coming in somewhere
with his experience. Who?
Oh, look, I think
like who? Like I love our cup players, but with his experience,
yeah.
You know, and also wouldn't, I mean, how long does Tohu? Yeah, no, I get that, but you know, he's got a lot of experience under him. But then, wouldn't you be looking at Tohu? Tohu's got one more year with us. Would you want him? Would you want him? He'll be 25 next year. Would you want him to be kind of like being molded into that role?
Who? Sorry, CHT.
Or no, Curran.
Joshy.
You know, just thinking out loud. You know, Tohu's got one more year.
Yeah,
he's played 13 before. I don't know. You know, I just think it'll be just a big loss to us if we were to let him go. But I understand what you're saying, Leo, about the money, about the cap and everything. But I'd love to see him stick around.
So one thing I have heard, I don't know how accurate it is, but supposedly if him and his missus are looking to start a family, they're looking to start having a family around Sydney, because that's where all their family are based.
That's where he's from.
So if that's the case, then there's fuck all we can do about that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Joshy. I think he's great, but oh well, if you got to go, you got to go. You know, and I'd like to see some of our cup boys move up. I think they've earned it. You know, it'll be interesting to see which ones though. But I'd like to see Kalani having a run in the lock position, or in the, you know, in the front row. I mean, he's smaller. He's not because he's not big. He doesn't look big on TV.
He's not.
But yeah, I'd like to see more of our cup boys have a run and get in there and have some experience in first grade. Because you know, like I was saying, we've got our team's quite old compared to other teams. You know, we've got a lot of not old, but older fellas. So
in league years, they're old.
Yeah, in league years they're old. So we really need to start bleeding our cup players. So. Yeah, interesting to see who's going to get the call up next year, and it's just so long to wait.
Preseason starts in Feb. Dance.
I wish it was televised, but at least
Indigenous game and stuff. It's not too long, but it does suck waiting.
I think the other thing too, we haven't really touched on, but with the Warriors' success, it means that, you know, everyone's values are going to go up. And we're not going to be able to keep them all. So we are going to lose players as we are successful. In order to sustain success, Tarns is right, we do need to start blooding some of our cup boys and getting them in there as well. Because you just can't afford to have, you know, the best players in the world and everywhere.
Well, you have to. I don't understand why. I mean, I know, but why spend, you know, 800, 900,000. I mean, we did with some of our players, and they've proved to be worth it. But why pay when you've got frickin', you know, 30 other players there that you can, you know, train and just knuckle down with?
Depends who it is. If it's someone like AddinFonua-Blake, then he's worth every cent that he gets. But someone, not to point him out, but Marata Nikore, on a massive contract supposedly, and he's a bit of a liability out there sometimes. He spends a lot of time on the bench, getting binned and shit like that. So you do need to spend your cap very wisely.
I heard in regards to Marata, bro, that so whatever he started on, it's gonna drop incrementally, like next year and the year after. So so whatever starting point is, it won't be the same next year, and possibly the year after.
That's great.
Yeah,
some contracts are structured like that. Yeah, that's interesting, but that's cool. It'll free up some cap further down the line for other players, right?
Yeah.
No, I suppose for me, I'm just a bit of a fan of his, of old Joshy Curran. He's a bit of a fan favorite. But like I said, it's a business. It's a business. We can't keep all these players, obviously, bringing some of these young ones in. But like you already said, we need to blood them in. I don't think we just like throw them in there and expect them to play 80 minutes. So Kalani going for me probably kind of leads us into the next one. Really, is there's a triple header here in Auckland on the weekend. Kiwi A, Tonga A, Kiwi Ferns, Tonga played, and then it was Samoa and Kiwis. Thoughts on the games? Just jump in, talk about these games, because I think there was some interesting things happening on that field. I think the top side, I will say one thing about the top side and the A team, the Kiwi A's, the top side look like they've been playing together for ages. They just kind of gelled in a lot of positions. But the Kiwi A's and the Tonga A's, they definitely look like they've only been like, they look like they just met each other in the changing rooms for the first 15 minutes of that game, right? It was just like offloads, kicking it out on the full. Anyway, but awesome weekend for rugby league, I reckon. Awesome weekend for rugby league.
And the fact that all three of the Kiwi teams won, Kiwi A's, the Ferns and the Kiwis, it was kind of like, oh, bro, that would have been a mean game to be at, bro, just to watch all that unfold. I think in regards to what you were saying before, bro, about how the Kiwis, when the Kiwis come to camp, they always they always just connect straight away, and they kind of the senior players are really good at just bringing the new guys on. For me, that young fella, Leo Thompson, he didn't look out of place, bro. He slotted straight in there and was just like, even looking at our bench, it was just like, holy, we're gonna give the Kangaroos a good run. And admittedly we so I caught the match from the 15-minute mark, and it looked like Samoa were the brutality side of it, they were getting on top of us, but the boys stuck to their structures, and I like that. They didn't panic, they kind of stuck with what they know, and even seeing Koro Foran out there, kind of directing from dummy half. It was it's always, I love seeing the old guys out there, and the mix of the young guys out as well. But it was part of me was hoping Tor would score. I really wanted to see them kind of make it a bit of a competition. But I mean, again, that's just the caliber of our boys, and we're only one game in, so we still, the Kiwis are notoriously slow starters, and as the tournament rolls on, they'll get more and more used to each other.
But it's cool to see Kiwis just putting the foot on the throat. They could have let up, once they got a bit of a lead on and let Samoa score some points, but they didn't. It was great. One thing I do want to say is how awesome was Sean Johnson on commentary. It was awesome. It was just like listening to a big fan, Awesome.
Yeah. But just the way how he was breaking every play down, like his footy lingo. That's why I was like, man, like, how he was breaking it down. I was like, I love this, because I just, I could listen
footy IQ,
just try some things from him.
That was awesome.
Is that why maybe he's retired from international footy, because he wants to get paid doing another gig?
And it's to be fair, bro, it's not an easy gig, because some players that have switched into commentary are fucking useless. So credit to SJ that he's he's taken on it's a big gig, man. calling an international game. So
Yeah.
but no, good on him.
Like, I think of fucking Anthony Griffin, former Dragons coach. Listening to him commentate, holy crap, he's the most monotone, boring as fuck commentator I've ever heard. Like, seriously.
No.
Sorry.
I forgot his name. I was just gonna say, oh well, fuck, anyone beats that guy, but yeah, hard out. He's fucking terrible. But yeah, definitely liked the way SJ broke down the plays. Yeah, awesome. What about the game, mate? Well, that was just awesome. And like you said, it's like they've been playing together for years. You know, Joey Manu, man, I mean, that guy can just pass the ball anywhere. Doesn't matter who's in front of him, who's next to him. I mean, those round the player passes, out the back passes, you know.
Even without a top on, eh?
I thought Samoa, I thought Helam Luki, he was good, man. Yep, he was good. That Whaalongo. Oh, because I just saw two guys. I just saw somewhere it was on FB. I think it might have been fucking the NRL website. Anyway, that they're gonna shop Peppenhausen around.
I heard that too.
Oh wow!
And so it could mean a pay rise for Whaalongo and a contract.
Nice.
As one of the top 30 players, and he, you know,
he's electric.
Like I said,
he's a little live wire.
Why would you put a guy with one NRL game at fullback in the international? But damn, he made me eat my words and everything else. Because
well, you could also ask why would you put a 3-time premiership centre in a standoff? You could also ask the same question on that side. But then again, you know, we're not coaching summer. I'm a couch coach running a podcast.
I was going to say too, bro. Britton Nikora should get a fucking acting award, bro, because he was selling it big time. That wasn't a try, cuz. He was nowhere near the line. I was like, but he's on the ground going, yeah. And I was like, you see the replay again and again. Yeah,
the ref was standing right there, and he's looking up at the ref, go, yo.
Okay.
That was nowhere near it.
Yeah, it was just like, bro, that wasn't a try, bro.
It would have been 44-0 anyway, but
it would have been. The game was gone. The game was gone. Hey, I just want to bring up a couple of stats for CharnzeNicoll-Klokstad. Only 167 meters. Wasn't as big as running meters like we see him in the Warriors, but then again, you know, I suppose he didn't really need to. One line break. 47 post-contact meters, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist, 7 tackle breaks, and over into Volkman. When he came on, I was like, oh great, you know, like we're going to see him. But a bit of a quiet game for Volk. 9 tackles, 3 missed, 1 run. I think he ran like 2 meters. 44 minutes, loads of 17 passes, 18 receipts, 36 kicking meters. I just think they probably need to go back to the drawing board with that. Anyway, you know, everyone's saying Volkman should be in there for Critter and move Critter out, but you know, again,
I agree. I was interested to see, like, I wanted to see how Critter would go at 5'8". Like, I was like, oh man, I'd like to see him, but I just think he would have done more damage out in the centres, to be honest. You know, and have him out there on the outside. I think he would have been, and put Volk in that half, so his kick, he can kick the boys around the
control
park.
the game a little bit better.
Man. There was no direction. I don't think there was any playmakers setting them up, or there was just no structure to their game at all. It was just all about these and kind of guesswork, and
it might not have made any difference to the final score, but it might have had more of a structure in there.
And even seeing Crichton, if Crichton had gone up against Timoko, he might have against Matt, he might have kind of slowed him down a bit. But that young fella, mate, Timoko was just far out, bro. He was just munching the yards. You know, every time he was getting the ball, he was carrying defenders, and it's just like, bro, this guy, and he's only a kid. I know, it's like,
Yeah.
mate, you're going to be around for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Raiders fan, I was very proud of the boy. The only thing I can think of with Critter, maybe the Samoa coach was thinking, I want the ball in Critter's hands more. Like he might get the ball more playing at 5'8" than what he would out in the centres. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted a bit of experience in the
Experiment.
half. Yeah, but I mean, even though Ronnie's in cup, he's still a good halfback, man.
He's capable.
You know, and
Yeah.
But you even see the relationship that Critter and Cleary have together. You know, in first grade, that relationship Critter has with his halfback. So I don't know, but too late now.
Too late now. It's all over.
Yeah.
I was going to say too, just James Fisher-Harris. It was like him scoring, captain scoring. I thought, that's pretty mean, bro. But like his post-match celebration, the whole pukana stuff was like, that's mean, bro. And then after the hooter went, the boys just giving each other hongi and stuff, it's just like, bro, that's mean, bro. And with the tour players as well. I just thought, bro, that's mean, bro.
I thought that was such a beautiful moment when they done that, went in and had a hongi. I just thought, man, that's what it's about, eh?
Yeah.
Do you guys think?
Because Big Fish and Fish and Leo Thompson, so they're shaking hands, everyone. But as soon as they made a beeline for each other, it's just like, that's stylish, bro. That's stylish.
Cool.
That's sorry, bro. Acknowledging, that blood, eh? That
Oh yeah.
No, I was just going to say, do you think that that style of foot on the throat style, do you think might have came from Fisher and Leota?
Oh, definitely, bro.
Do you reckon those? Because Fisher, bro, he was up for it. He'd run for anyone.
I think it was because the supporters were they got booed when they were doing the haka, and we all know that's a no, man. You just don't do that today. And I think that
red mist.
I think that fucked them off. Like Harris when he got that throw, you could tell when he ripped out that pukana, you can tell exactly why he did that.
Yeah,
he was telling those supporters that fuck you, babe. But that's what he was saying. He was just like, nah, man.
Yeah.
And
but the Kiwi boys have always been good with the they just don't hold back with the haka stuff either. Like the All Blacks are polished, and I just love that when the Kiwis are on, they just don't give a fuck. They're just going hard, It's been like that, and it's actually improved. Especially the last 10, 15 years, they just go, every time they bust a haka out, it's just like, oh, bro, there's real heat on there. I love it. I fucking love it.
I haven't seen the Kiwis game where I've seen it in the Indigenous games and the Māori All-Stars game, but I haven't seen it in the Kiwis game when they acknowledge each other afterwards by having a hongi. Like I haven't seen that, and so that was a really beautiful moment. I was just like, man, and it's just letting the world know that. Well, you guys know where I'm going with this, so I don't even have to say it. It was a beautiful moment, and I just thought it was.
Right.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. Yeah, it's not. This is not a show. This is not. This is not. We're being tokenistic. This is just us being our authentic selves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man. And I like because there was no even Harris. He was just totally about his boys. Wasn't about you're my mate from Penrith. You're my teammate, but on Saturday it was just like bowl.
Who's the big the Cornella prop playing for Samoa? He played in the weekend because Fish gave him a hongi, and I just thought, share.
Royce Hunt.
Hunt. But I've seen that Royce Hunt done a haka for a few of the boys. Those Cornella players done a haka for Wade Graham, not Wade Graham. Sorry, he's retired. But anyway, the players got off and done a haka, and I was just like, oh, that's pretty mean, bro. At their
That's cool.
must have been their prize giving.
Yep.
But to see Fish give that hunt a hongi, I just thought, nice, bro. That's styly.
Oh,
That
you know,
is-
what about the old Nelson, man, when Spencer Leaney was right up in his face when I was doing this thing. And I was like, I just had to laugh. I was like, man, Nelson just was like, oh, bro, like, you know, like, and I'm sure he had his eyes closed because the sun must have been shining, but he's standing there like, bro, can you just like get the fuck out of my face? Like, I
But
don't
Lenu was
like,
on
you're
one,
not
man.
even bothering me.
Lenu-
Yeah.
Spencer
away.
Lenu was on one, cuz he was on one. He wanted to eat someone in that game. It was just like, and you know, obviously he's upset because he's on the losing team.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that face-off. I think the whole world pretty much enjoyed that face-off. But
Yeah.
one thing I
Hard.
will say about Big Nas, I do love him in a black jersey, but
Yeah.
I can't stand him in a Melbourne Storm jersey.
Same,
no.
bro.
The way he just flicks defenders off is like a ping, like he just flicks them away. Love it's beautiful to watch. It is really beautiful to
Yeah.
I
watch.
can't stand anyone in a Melbourne Storm jersey. Fuck them all.
Yeah, no, neither, bro. They all suck.
Right.
I just thought everyone played Issa Ako, man. Fuck, Jerome Hughes, Dylan Brown had some nice little tackle breaks. He had heaps of tackle breaks, actually. He looked really good.
Tapine.
But
Yeah, big joke.
yeah, I just thought, I just thought they were great, and
Speaking of Melbourne Storm jerseys, in the Kiwi A team, Warbrick and Berry were a pretty tasty combination.
Cool.
At the game, I think Tonga's game plan was to kick to the opposite wing where Lea Tawa was playing on the wing. So we're talking about playing out of positions, right? So Lea Tawa, I said to him after the game, I didn't know you could play wing, and he goes, I didn't either. And I was just like, okay, sweet as. He goes, yeah, but it was, it was fun. He scored a try.
Yeah.
And Tuopiki was at standoff because Keanu Kinney was playing fullback.
was it fullback? That's right, yeah.
Yeah, he was at fullback. And he was actually doing kicking duties as well, Tuopiki. So I was like,
Nice.
the brother can kick.
True.
He hasn't got a lot of legs on his kicks, but he can still kick. So he had one from Warbrick scored the first try, and then it was a kick from out on the edge and didn't have the legs for it. But in the second half, it was out on the other edge, and then he did have the legs for it. So, it was good to watch. The reason why I bring up Warbrick, and this is just me, I suppose, overthinking some things here, guys.
Share. What are you going to say?
Is I think him and Berry just gelled really well throughout the whole game. So if I'm Bellamy, right, and I'm looking at the Warriors team with all these centers, right? There's a whole lot of centers in here, and there's the bright lights of Melbourne with a young Warbrick and a young Berry. That could be a tasty combination. I'm just kind of spitballing some sort of conspiracy theories out here, but I would imagine that I would be able to chirp in his ear and say, hey, look, you're only on about 200 grand over there in Auckland. You're not going to be on $500,000 for another 2 years, cuz.
Yeah.
Come over to the bright lights of Melbourne. We're building something over here, and we've got Far
learn from the master.
Yeah, come learn from the master. We've got Far Longo coming through. You want to come over here and live in Melbourne with all those centers over there? You might not even get a spot.
We don't even know who our centers are going to be next year. We know one. We know a definite one, but we don't know about the other two that were there this year. Like which one of them two is staying and which one's going. So
and
interesting.
It was real obvious too that like the two NRL players were standouts in the Kiwis team. It was quite obvious, right? Like Berry setting him up with a little jig, and he pulled in like 3 players, and it was like around the back kind of offload out to Warbrick for his second try. Warbrick just had to stand there and then just finish. But
I'd like to see Warbrick have a run in the Kiwis.
Same.
I'd like to see him have a run.
Same. Yeah.
Maybe even on the last game.
Sorry, that's what I was going to say too. Mulatalo and the no try It was like, really, bro? Putting his hand out, I was like, fuck, bro, you done, how many times you do that in the season? I was like, mate. And it's
I knew he'd
like,
get one. I knew he'd get one. I
bruh.
was like, oh, he'll get one. But
He'll get one.
I just think Warbrick, I mean, come on. We all know, like, he's come through the storm. He's a strong winger, man. He's got power, he's got speed. I'd throw him in there, but I'm not a coach. But I'd throw him in there next week against Australia. I would anyway.
Yeah, it's a big
call. How many Storm players are in? And the relationship between he's got a relationship there with his halfback, old Jerome Hughes. So.
That's a big call.
That's a massive.
Who are the Australian wingers?
Selwyn Cobbo and who's the other one? Oh, because Val Holmes will be back in too this week because he was only suspended for the first game, so he'll be back in. Selwyn Cobbo, who's the other fucking winger?
Edwards? Was it Edwards?
Oh yes, yep. Dylan Edwards.
Okay.
Pull back to
I wonder who's going to go at winger.
Yeah. Well, Edwards won't be getting their fullback spot, that's for sure. Yeah, that's not a bad lineup from the Kangaroos.
I don't know. Edwards at winger? I don't know. It's going to be interesting anyway. But So what? So Dylan Edwards is what, the left or right?
Don't know.
Messed up against Toto, so whatever wing that was.
Left.
Is that you, Ty?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sure, bro.
Good, everyone. Hey. Just been chilling in the back.
Yeah. Oh.
How long have you been there for?
The whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Oh, my Lord.
Special guest.
Yeah, I reckon.
Just been spying on us. He's been taking notes, be like, man, these guys are talking complete rubbish.
Only a little. Nah.
Nothing much has changed.
Nah.
Yeah.
No need to jump in. You guys are a good corridor. And I think that take you've got there, Nick, I think that's a really interesting take. That's possible.
I thought about it after the game, and like I saw them talking to each other. And I was just like, oh yeah. Obviously, they've got like a bit of a chemistry. Have they played together? I don't know. They probably played together in under 18s, or actually no, because Barry didn't play league in under 18s, did he?
Unless they played rugby together.
Unless they played rugby. I was trying to do some research on that. Then
okay.
They're 3 years age gap, so maybe they didn't.
Yeah, so I was having a little cordial to Opiki, and I was like, bro, I want to see you. I want to see you with us next year, man. And he said, he wants to stay. He didn't say he was leaving or anything. He just says, he wants to stay. But like I said in our cordial a couple of weeks ago, I'm pretty worried about him with his skills. But you're right too, Damien. I don't know if he'll get a starting spot in any of the teams.
Guess, how did you think he ran at 6? Because the question is, obviously we've got Martin.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Okay.
No, I don't like it. I don't think he could. He can't do much at 6. Sorry. He's distributing the ball. Great. I want to see those legs. I want to see that blistering pace that we've seen before. But I understand why he wants to put Keanu Kinney in there as well. He's good, but at the same time, it kind of, I wouldn't say demoted him, because he would have been still pumped to put on the black jersey. But I still would have loved to see him at his preferred position.
Didn't have the space to move.
No. He did run for a bit of a tackle there that I was a bit concerned about, because he had his head in the wrong way. When he got up, he was like shaking his head off, but he seemed to be okay. The fact that he's got a kick on him, just like, what the hell? So he can kick goals. So I'm just like, all right. But no, not much there. Oh, what I will say, Viliami Vailea.
Oh, he was a beast.
Man, he was just like, he was doing hit-ups. He was first receiver. I think the Tongan team was like a bit of a backyard footy team for the first 20 minutes. Just throw it around. Let's just put it in the air. Let's chip it over the top. It was like a bit like that. But Vailea was a beast. He wanted to. In the second half, he really came alive. Second half, he really came alive. But
bit of a point to prove.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. We'll just
he's signing off in a big way.
Yeah, because I didn't manage to see that game. I did get to see the Ferns in the main game. But how was Leka?
Yeah, you know what? I had so many eyes on Going, flipping Roach, obviously Tuopiki. You know, I had so many eyes on them. I didn't. Aroha mai Halasima. I didn't really have much eyes for you, cuz. Laban, what's his name?
Yep,
yeah,
Laban,
eyes for all those guys, bro. I'm watching those men. I'm watching Berry. So,
he's not a nephew of Ken Laban, nah. Or
might be fine.
Yeah.
But I think the like I said before, I think the tactic from Tonga was good in the first half. On the fifth, they're going to kick it to Leatawa. But Leatawa's big, man. So he was taking those high balls, no problem. He kind of misread. He misread one. He misread one. You know when some players like they run up, they go catch it, and it falls like 5 meters ahead of them. You know, I was just like,
timing's out.
Timing's out. But like I said, that first 15 minutes of it was rusty. It was just very, very rusty for both sides. You know, obviously they just not gelling yet. And it was good. It's good solid game from Going as well. It's very solid leading by example, running up through the middle, always in the middle, never afraid to get into that contact. You know, he's definitely one for the future. And you're right, Tarns, he's actually not that big, but he looks big. He looks big when he's out there playing.
I think he's just got that presence, his presence is big. Yeah.
Wonder if he's because he looks like he's not tall enough to be a second row, although he plays there, but he also almost looks small enough to play the 9. I wonder if he will take Bailey Suriname type role.
Sure.
I don't know how his pass is on him, but he's got that kind of size for it. So I don't know.
Oh, serious?
Just a question.
Wow.
Because now that we've lost 2 interchange players, right, which is Curran and Suriname.
Yep.
I wonder, you know, like, man, it's just all this wondering, like, Bunty, is he going to keep his interchange spot? Like, you know, so damn. CHT, I think he'll definitely be an interchange player.
You'd think so.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's the big question. I don't think it's like the third team. We're pretty solid. Maybe the centre and wing on that left side is a bit of a question. But it's this interchange where I don't think any of us know until we see what comes out of preseason. The one thing I wanted to say about the main game was that first try. In particular, CNK's pass. I feel like that's the thing we haven't seen from him this whole Warriors season. Now, if he can bring that shit to the Warriors, oh man, I'm so excited because that just opens it up. You know, exactly like his ability to skip. You know, we don't have to just rely on the Johnson skip. You know, if he can do that as well, that's danger signs right there. And I think all the best fullbacks in the other teams can do that. So not to say you know he couldn't do it. It's just like we never seen it. And I think that first try was like, wow, okay, that's exciting for me as a Warriors fan.
Beautiful pass.
But there's a difference there, though, because you had Manu on his outside, you know, so, and it's also, you know, Joey Manu's that guy is just a world-class centre, man. He's probably...
He can play anyway.
One of the best. He is one of the best centres in the whole competition.
Halfback. He's played halfback as well, hasn't he? Halfback, centre, fullback, wing.
Played in back position.
So he can play anywhere in that back line.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Tynes. Like I think he draws enough tension so that winger has to kind of potentially shut. But I think the way the Warriors play, they play that reliable, you know, like swing around and just give the first ball. They don't ever, you know, besides Johnson, he's the only one that skips it. So I feel to see that part of CNK's game, you know, Webby said that they want to, you know, evolve potentially everything a part of their game. Maybe we'll see a bit more of that next year too.
Yeah, and I think in regards to that point you've made, bro, the Kiwis have always had their own style of play. Again, that's just another one of the strengths to how the boys come together. They gel fast, but like the Kangaroos have always had their own style, but so have we. And you know, back in the day when it was really the big brother, little brother, the Aussies always looking down on us, but the Kiwis would still come out and still stick it to them and be their pain in the ass and still have the hard runners in our forward pack or mongrels or whatever. That's very much a Kiwi trait, and they it was good to kind of see Chance just you know, there were a couple of runs he was doing. I was just kind of spotting it, thinking, yeah, it was almost like he switched back into Warriors mode. But in the Kiwi camp, they've probably got a bit more freedom to just. And I think, you know, Madge, to his credit, hasn't tried to mold the boys into an Australian way of playing league, because that just doesn't work for us. Not for the Kiwis. You know, the boys know the culture, and they know what they have to do to beat the Kangaroos or be the best. And it's very much a Kiwi way of playing the game. Yep. The Kiwis play our style of game is how we play it, you know, and that's always been just a trademark of the team. We don't copy or conform to how the Kangaroos play. We play our own style, and it works for us.
Yeah.
But we've got, man, like, you know, like just those relationships. I mean, Moses, Leota and Harris, you know, I mean, they've, you know, they're teammates. They work beside one another, which makes a huge difference. Like, yeah, you know, I don't even know. I can't. I just but
yeah.
But, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Thoughts on New Brown? On Manu Brown. Thoughts? How did he go? What did you think?
For a backup hooker, I think he played okay, but I'm glad he was only playing backup hooker and not starting. I'm glad Curran Foran got the nod.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm glad Foran started. I just like seeing, you know, debut players. I like seeing them have a run. I just like seeing them kind of thrown in the deep end, kind of, so to speak, and see how they go. Because I mean, sure, I think we all want to know. Like, we all want to see these new fellas have a run and see how they go and see what they're made of. So he done pretty good. He was looking around, you know, and he was looking around, and you know, I think that's you keep mouthing off in the scrum. But anyway,
like I said before, if you've been on a premiership winning team 3 years in a row and you're getting pumped by 40 points, it's got to hurt. It has to hurt.
Oh yeah, bro, hard.
Has to hurt a lot.
I think in regards to Brown, I think in regards to Brown too, you know, once Brandon Smith and Marshall King are back, you know, they might get those boys back in there. So yeah, but I mean, he's definitely the future. You know, and he can. I didn't think he'd done too bad, actually. I did notice him and that the tour hooker, they lined each other up a few times, and again, love their confrontation stuff, because they weren't backing down. You know, they were both giving each other shit, so it's like, yeah, that's the one, bro. At that level, you know, you gotta learn to take it and give it. So yeah, no, I thought he done all right. I like Koro in that position, but yeah, the young fella done all right.
So what are we?
Tough.
Oh, go on, Ty.
I was just going to say is obviously it's tough too, because he played for them in the World Cup. So part of what would have been on his mind is you know, have a blinder against the boys, and you know, obviously if you're lining up against your old team, they're gonna come for you. But I feel like he didn't overstretch his hand, which was good. You know, he just played his role, and I think he was good backup hooker in the weekend.
What I was going to say was, why don't we close it off by doing the good old score prediction for score prediction for the Kangaroos and Kiwis, because I know
I'll save those head-to-heads, bro. I'll save them for next week.
Bro. But you know, watching us having fun. We're having fun out there on Saturday. I mean, it's easy to have fun when you're like up by 20 points.
Yeah,
you're up by 30 points, and then you're up by 40, and then you're up by 50. So there's a lot of smiling going on. Obviously, here's me getting like way too ahead of myself, thinking we're going to pump the Kangaroos. They're going to come down. Blah, 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 blah. Kangaroos are a different beast. So, my score prediction is going to be, it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to be 22, 28. Kiwis.
22-28.
22-28.
Nice.
22-28.
Sounds good. Oh,
I'm going to go, and again, going to be an asshole, but I'm going to go 30 points to 18 to Australia, unfortunately.
Okay.
30
True.
to 18.
Where's the game this week?
Melbourne, is it?
Melbourne, bro. Yeah, AMI.
That'll make a difference.
Yeah.
We got an all right record over there as Kiwis, do we? I know Warriors don't necessarily, but what's Kiwis record over there?
Yeah, it's not great, bro. No, it's not great. Chess matches, yeah, nah, don't ask, bro. we have had our share of good wins. Not too many in Melbourne, though. I'm just looking at their Kangaroo forward pack. Okay.
Payne, Haas, Paddy Garrigan. Who else is in there? Their forward pack? Haas,
Tino.
Carrigan.
Tino.
Yeah.
Tino.
Asua,
Yeah.
Maliawi.
Yeah. Liam Martin.
Tino's not even that good.
Yeah. They've got Hunters. I reckon. They've got Ben Hunt down for number 9. Is he playing hooker, bro?
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Yeah, he often does. State of Origin.
He always
interesting.
does. In Origin, he does. For Queensland, he plays Origin. International games, plays.
Okay.
Come on, Fana. Who's next? Who's next, Fana?
Okay.
Come on.
Shit, I can never go against the Warriors or the Kiwis, but this is a hard one. I need to see who Teddy. Well, I hope Teddy has a shit game like he did in Origin. Yeah, I don't know. I just think with our forward pack, I think we're just a different beast this year. Eh?
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, 50 points to 0. I don't know. I think I'll go 30 points to 18 Kiwis.
Sure.
Or maybe that's
30 points, 18 Kiwis. Let's go.
That's probably a bit presumptuous, but it's all right.
It don't matter because if they lose, if the Kiwis lose this weekend, there's always next weekend.
Yeah, it's interesting, eh? For me, I'm just gonna say whatever because I don't even know if watching both of the games give me any like clear idea of like who's better. I did think Australia started better against Samoa, but I think Samoa were more in that game than they were against the Kiwis. I'm just gonna go 24-20 to the Kiwis, but it could be 40-0 to Australia for all I know. Like it's
hopefully it's 40-0 to us, bro. Yeah.
24-20 to Kiwis.
Let's go.
Sure.
Yep.
Nice, bro. I'll go 28-22 Kiwis.
Nice.
Kiwis. Just writing all this down so that we have something to reference back to.
Nice.
I haven't
So
got one.
I'm rubbish as well.
Yeah, same.
I done a bet at the TAB because I saw my son. I was like, "Oh, you having a bet?" And he was like, "Yeah, mum." And so I transferred some money into his account. I was like, "Right, I'm gonna Kiwis to win. I want Nikora. I think anytime try scorers, Nikora, Jermaine Isako, Brian To'o, and Isaac To'o. Yeah. Oh man, he placed the bet and he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, these are the odds." And then next minute, come to kick off, they're like, "Oh no, they're not playing." I was like, "Oh
yeah."
This is your money back, I'm sure, with those bets.
Yeah, but it's yeah. I'll have to take another bet this week. But yeah, that was weird. Isaac To'o didn't pass the fitness test. I'm like, bro, how can you play one week and then the following week you're unfit?
Mad Monday.
Yeah, they're on it.
Yeah.
They're on it. Auckland
Yeah.
City. Yeah, nah, jokes. I have
I
no idea.
reckon.
Speculating.
Some mad,
Yeah.
there's some mad
But
places in
then
Auckland.
after the game, he's out there taking selfies with the supporters with no shirt on. I was like, bro, it's not like you play. What are you so hot for?
Yeah, it's funny.
I'll tell you, it was hot on Saturday. It was real hot on Saturday. Good little 20, 23, 24 degrees. But no, that's us. That's us. I know this is.
Can
the,
I jump in and say one thing?
Oh, you can jump in, bro.
Given that we're
It's
talking
got
about
the puka puka.
Australia, I got a book, which is an old ass book. It's Steve Price's book.
Nice. It's a good book,
I
bro.
saw that in the
It's a good
shop.
book.
So I've had it for a
It's a good
while.
book.
I'll be honest, I haven't fully read it. Love you, Pricey, but I'll get there in the end. But I wanted to go back to our first conversation. And I thought I was talking, but I don't think my mic was in, around the Webby conversation.
Yep.
And I would say, yeah, it's great to see him locked in for 5 years stability, but also I think too for clubs, I guess, where the club's coming from, and in 5 years, if it doesn't, take them to the ship, maybe they can look at getting someone else in. Now, I hope that doesn't happen. I do think Webby's the man and he will take us to the promised land, but I think it's good. It's good for both sides. I'm just putting it out there. However, why I bring up Steve Price's book is that there's a part, and I just skimmed over and read it the other day, actually, but there's a part called The State of the Game. And this book was written in 2008, so obviously like with 15 years from that, which seems like as far as. But in the State of the Game, he talked about every premiership winning team, like the next 3 years after they get decimated, because obviously a lot of the players, now that they've ripped their either state of origin or club, are now pulled to other clubs. Now, this has already been mentioned from a couple of you guys, even tonight in our chat and all of that. But I feel like that's to the New South Wales Cup. We actually have to probably look at how do we get our boys coming through. And for me, it's Pricey, you were saying it back in 2008. I don't think there's anything new to the Penrith system. We always thought like, how can you take out, Burton, and how can you take out Kickout? And they're showing that they're still winning without them, right? Because they've got a really awesome system. So I think the proof is in the pudding. Pricey's been saying it as an old Warriors fan, what the goal is. Penrith are proving that system. And I think for us, it's like, let's hope. We've seen some glimpses of that with some of our New South Wales Cup boys. It's actually developing our system. Maybe we bring the odd one or two people from overseas because that makes sense. But, ideally it's coming through because then over the next few years, we're not getting decimated by those players now going to other teams. So I thought I'll leave it there. Price already said it in this book.
Nice.
Go read it.
There's actually two versions of that book, bro. Because he wrote the original book and then he wrote another chapter that he brought it out again. Yeah, it's a good book, bro. It's a good book.
It is.
Nice one.
So yeah, food for thought.
Beautiful thought it all. Awesome thought it all tonight, guys. We're going to be back again the week that was. Off season. It's going to be an off season segment.
Half hour, 40-minute.
All good. But I'll tell you what, we can't wait to see the boys back out there on the field.
Hard.
Up the Warriors, up the Kiwis.
Go the fucking Kiwis.
Kickoff's at 10 past 10 p.m.
Right.
Kickoff's at 10 past 10 p.m.
Nice.
It's one of those ones.
Yeah.
They don't care about us.
Is it on Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah, this coming Saturday, 10 past 10.
On Sunday, man.
10 past 10.
So it's going to be one of those kickoffs, and just don't get too drunk too early, and you'll be able to stay up and watch the game.
Nice.
Love you, find it. Up the Wilds,
Sweet.
up the Warriors, up the Kiwis.
Fellas, have a good week.
Kiwis.
Go get that, bro.
Thank you.
Later, bro.